Yeah, there were a couple of things yesterday. One which wasn't new, but it just tweaked me to start doing what I know I should do.
You're a
especially with a couple of clients like the direct anchor belays. I'm going, I have some small clients. If I ever whip off, they're going blind. And I'm going, why am I not doing that? You know, they're going to hit so hard, and they're going to drop them. That and this soup Tyrol anchor, it's a weird configuration that I went, oh, gee, that's that I think I'm going to start. Yeah, so that was really good. And then this morning, I knew that 60-minute challenge was coming. Were you done?
No, I just came from
okay. No, I knew that 60-minute challenge was coming, and just the other day.
So you had to go through training there.
What if they had constructed airways? What I'm going to say, well, like from 35 to 60. So you was coming to 31. And I would say, once again, 99% okay. But Don's perspective on it was really good. Like a really common sense perspective. This confirms what we're teaching.
I was looking at that, thinking about doing it. I did like my level 3 and training this week. It's like CAA CPD.
Oh, I can see it.
This point in time. Oh, this is a good session. I'm at the point where I'm not
saturation.
Really, yeah, exactly.
Oh no, I get it.
Which is that part of their
I'm enjoying this. It's just getting my head ready for that.
This is awesome. I needed a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, this is great. And I'm just thinking, a week from now, I'm going to be starting to think this way. It's coming soon. It's all right, man. You're right here.
This has been awesome so far. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right on.
Alright, people. So, generally speaking, how are we feeling here? Getting it? Feeling comfortable? Does anyone completely lost? Really regrets coming here today? No? Okay. Kristen noted that it is hot in this room.
They just turned the heat down.
Okay. There you go. Apparently they didn't see that suddenly flow. Alright, so I just have about 5-10 minutes here. We'll talk about one of my favorite things, clouds, and then we'll go for lunch. Alright, so there's all this work that you guys do at your guides meetings in the morning, where you're looking at computer screens, which is what I do 99% of the time. And then there's reality once you get out of the field. Right, so you kind of do your guides meeting. All right, it's southwest flow. There's a big storm coming. It's going to be kind of nuking. Oh, southwest. I'm like, yeah, probably kind of stable and maybe unstable. I'm probably expecting maybe some stratus clouds, cumulus clouds. So really, you can hopefully do a bit of this diagnostic before you go out in the field. But then once you're in the field, you're out of Wi-Fi range, perhaps out of cell phone range, and you're trying to keep tabs on what's going on, and you're probably skiing up and down, so your barometer is not going to be much help. This is one of your best tools once you're in the field. And even in the morning, one of the first things I do in the morning, sometimes even before I go pee, is I look at the window. Weather geek, obviously, but I really encourage you guys to, in the avalanche world, they call it having your snow goggles on, having your avalanche goggles on, just keeping your eyes open and being situational aware. Just tilt your stare a little bit higher, and keep tabs on the sky and what it's doing. There's so much amazing information here. So, when I say convection, basically fancy word for cumulus type clouds, so these vertically very active, potentially rock and roll clouds, versus stratiform, which is what we have here a long time today. Here just like blanket, pouring. Stratus comes from the Latin word layered. Think blanket, layered. And then convective is, the thermal process of convection, heat being released and things going vertically. So think vertical like this, and in this case, think horizontal. Okay? So, you wake up at 5 a.m., put your boots on, get your coffee, head out the door to work, and then you drive, of course, through the sky, and you see this. You're going to call the hotel and tell your guests to get their ski boots on. Yeah. Sorry. Maybe it looks worse than this. Maybe it's like, even lower down. Let me turn that around. You wake up in the morning, which probably not this bright, but you're seeing lots of holes in the clouds and they're popping up, like boosting and stuff. And you're gonna be able to fly out more in this or this. Yeah. Super, again, powerful forecasting tool. In addition to the flow, it's just being able to distinguish what type of clouds you're dealing with, and then what your chances are of lifting off today, or just how variable your weather is. In this type of scenario, again, I'll make a forecast like 5 to 25 centimeters. This one, I'll say like 10 to 12 centimeters, because I can nail that a lot more easier than this. Two completely different beasts. So again, stratiform clouds, just think big blanket. It's hard to figure out where it starts and where the edge ends. There's no holes in it, it's just a blanket. If there is precip falling out of it, it's very steady and light. Think of a drizzle day or just light flurries. Who was at the Abstar clinic yesterday? Was that a convective day or a stratiform day? Yeah, it was convective day. It was like on and off, snow pellets, dendrites, all sorts of good stuff. Yesterday was very convective. Okay? It wasn't this at all. So in this case, again, if had it been stratiform yesterday, you could have expected light snow, S-1 all day long, not much change, boring. Really low ceilings, it's hard to get out, and just really low viz. So that's what you should be thinking, again, conceptually. You see on a satellite image, that looks pretty stratiform to me. This is, you should be thinking, okay, stratiform cloud, blanket, low, crappy viz, steady light precip. Probably going to be hard to get a fun cloud. Versus this beast, cumulus. So now you're, all this vertical mixing and motion, all these holes in between the clouds. So, this thing might look like Armageddon when that thing's hovering over you. It's pelting, it's gusty wind, turbulence. Just wait 5 minutes, that thing's going to move on over and then you'll get the whole blue sky. So if there is precip, just like we saw yesterday, it's going to be short, intense bursts of precip. So just tuck in for a bit, have a snack, tea or something. Chances are this thing will go over. And the precip intensity is kind of all over the place. It could be light, it's a shallow cumulus. It could be a towering cumulus or cumulonimbus, the big fat fatty. And it's like, just rock and roll. I'm sure you guys have all variants of this. So, to simplify atmospheric grams out of the intra-weather forest or not. Because atmospheric stability is such a key component. It'd be like giving an avalanche course without talking about stability and snowpack, without talking about temperature gradients and grounding and capacity. You can't just ignore it. Stability is not play. You've got to deal with it. But this is my attempt at kind of simplifying, forget about tempograms, let's just consider these two scenarios. So in your northwest flow, where's your air coming from? The ocean, yeah, Alaska ocean. Is that air cold or warm?
Cool.
Okay, so we have cold air coming in aloft. Okay, you got a northwest flow, you're bringing cold air. And we'll assume that at the surface, we just kind of have average air. It's not super warm, it's not super cold, it's kind of like it's -5. And now we have like -30-degree air coming above us. So we've got this really steep temperature gradient. And I really like tying it back to the analogy of the snowplow. So we've got, let's say, -5 on the surface, and up here it's -30. So if you're going to plot this temperature profile, this is what your temperature profile would look like. Okay? And this is what we call very unstable air. What kind of clouds do you think this is going to generate? Sharp? Convective. It's as simple as that. Right? Don't get mixed up with 85 lap grades to make some rain shows. Cold air over warm air, unstable, cumulus clouds. And then, getting down that boat process, okay, I've got cold air aloft, unstable, cumulus clouds, it's going to be rock and roll, it's going to be turbulent, probably some ice in there, so on and so forth.
Unstable because the cold air wants to drop. Is that it?
Not necessarily unstable, because as soon as I take, so we like to talk about parcels of air in meteorology. So picture a parcel of air being a yoga ball. So I take a yoga ball, about a meter across, and for some reason I lift it. What's a reason this yoga ball would want to go up this parcel of air? What name me a lifting mechanism? Orographic lifting. So this yoga ball is hitting the mountainside. Lifting. What's another great way to lift parcels? It's going to create lift. The front, yes. Awesome. So, anything else?
Convective.
Yeah, temperature would actually be like front. That's what front is. Changing temperature.
Wind?
Yeah, wind is going to cause orographic. What about that notion where
Convergence.
Yes, convergence. So convergence can happen for different reasons. This morning we talked a lot about convergence at the head of a valley. What do you think is happening at the center of a low pressure system? All that air is converging towards the center of the low, it may go down, so it goes up. So these are your three key ways of lifting yoga balls. And then once I start to lift the yoga ball, the stability of the atmosphere is going to dictate whether that yoga ball rockets up to the top of the troposphere or just kind of goes a bit. So in an unstable atmosphere, this yoga ball is going to get into a convective cloud. There's no resistance to vertical motion. All you have to do is give it a little nudge and that yoga ball is like boom, right to the top of the atmosphere. Towering cumulus coming in this whole ordeal versus
So Matt, just quick. This is like when you look at the Kelowna weather balloon. This is basically how we get this data at our guides meeting.
yeah. Until the later will stop.
All the valleys.
Yeah. Stop there. Yeah, just never grow. Okay, so now, so this is kind of your northwest flow, right? We have cold air aloft, right? Unstable. Now think about the southerly flow, pineapple express. What's happening in a pineapple? That air that's moving aloft, is it cold air or warm air? Super warm, right? Talking like let's do dramatic air. Plus 20. So now your temperature profile looks like yang. Right? So it's -5 at the surface, same as what we have here. Now as you move up in elevation, the temperature is actually decreasing. So I take my yoga ball now, and I lift it graphically, frontal convergence. So my yoga ball kind of want to take off to the top of the troposphere, but it's just going to stay put back. Okay, so you always have to think hot air rises, right? But as long as the reason hot air rises is because it has to be hotter than its surrounding air, right? If this yoga ball at -5 is trying to go into +20 air. It's always going to be heavier. It's always going to want to come back down, right? So I can kick and push and throw this yoga ball as hard as I can. It's just going to come right back. Right, so it's going to resist that vertical motion. And this will stay atmosphere. Here's the strategy. Simple as that.
Where in your first example does it fit for you've got an unstable atmosphere and you've got a south-facing slope, and the warmer slope is creating lift? Like, you've given us 3 kinds of sources of lift.
Yeah.
There is a slope, but what is creating the lift? I would have thought it's just the temperature of that initial air parcel increasing because of the solar effect that gives it the lift. So
yeah, so I've painted 2 really idealized situations. Very simple, super unstable, super stable, and this is like at a snapshot in time. But as you evolve through the day, your -5 here at the surface is going to go more, go to 0, and +2, +3, +5. So you might actually get even more unstable as the day goes on, or vice versa. Maybe there's a warm front coming in today, and while it was -5 and -30, maybe these numbers are starting to switch now. Maybe you get some warmer convectional off, now it's only -10, and now it's -10 at the surface as well. Right? So very simplified, and your temperature is going to vary enormously on a ski hill, even, right? Like in your inversion setup, wake up in the morning, it's -3, cloudy and crappy at the bottom here. And you're like, okay, -3 down here, and it's +15 aloft. That's super stable, and there's an inversion. So as you head up the mountain, it's actually getting warm. So I've depicted 2 very simple setups, but in reality, most days you look at a tachygram or sounding, and it'd be really nice and simple. You only get those 2 situations, but oftentimes you get balloon goes up, there's this, something like that. So it's a lot more complicated. You've got maybe this layer of very stable air where temperature is actually increasing, so I expect some stratus cloud here. Here, we've got a very unstable layer, so maybe there's a second layer of cumulus clouds. And then here, maybe there's another stratus layer. We've got this other stable, right? So, again, I've painted a very simplistic, representation just to kind of drive home. But really, that's all you really want to think, Northwest flow, cold air is coming in a lot, overriding warmer air. It's going to be very unstable. Whoever says unstable says vertical motion, says south flow, southwest flow. We've got warm air now, overriding cold air. Temperature inversions, stable atmosphere. Horizontal motions now dominating stratuses. It's kind of, I being scientifically minded is like, I'm always like, why? Like, why do I have stratus clouds? Because the yoga ball just doesn't want to.
What kind of degree change do you need for, like, whatever distance to start getting the cumulus? Where's that line?
Yeah, the threshold.
You start.
Generally, the average, we call it temperature change of elevation of environmental lapse rate. So generally, the standard, the average things around the world is -6.5 degrees per 1,000 meters. So if you get into a case where it's -15 degrees per 1,000 meters, that's very unstable. So this is kind of your reference point.
Okay.
Anything less than this will be unstable. Anything more than this, like maybe even a temperature inversion, maybe actually +0.2 degrees Celsius per 1,000 meters. So yeah, -6.5. And this is a great, this is a great number to remember. I use this all the time, just gross approximations. I know that if it's raining at Vancouver Airport and it's 6 degrees, probably snowing on the North Shore Mountains at best. I know on average, the average last rain will be 6 degrees colder at the top of the North Shore Mountains across the North YVR. So if it's 6 degrees or colder at YVR, it's snowing. Use that here. When I wake up in the morning, look at the temperature at Brunswick Airport. Let's say it's +6. Do you think it's snowing or raining at the top of the slope? So you wake up in the morning and it's +6 degrees here at Valley Bottom. And assuming you have this average environmental lapse rate of 6.5 degrees per 1,000 meters, slope chair, what's the top of the slope chair? 2,100 meters. The Valley Bottom here is about 500 meters. So we're talking 1,500 meters of elevation change. +6 and raining here. Cold air over warm air on the stage. Vice versa. So, again, I love to use this in a go or no-go decision. Like in your guys' world, you're trying to, decide, should I have another beer tonight? Olympic rainbow skiing tomorrow? Because I know that tomorrow there's this big soggy warm front coming in. It's going to be super stratiform. It's going to be crappy, windy, soggy. Probably have another beer. But if it's the northwest flow, it's going to be super unstable and convective. You go to bed early, right? So, tying it back to, cloud type, to what does it mean in your world? And not only before you head out, but once you're in the field and you no longer have access to your computer and all your information, just using your eyes, like, hey, what are we seeing here, right? You're trying to readjust your operational plan through the day. Like, okay, our plan was to do 4 runs on this side of the highway this morning and then head over and try and go around up here. Things are super convective and they're getting more intense as we go on here. Maybe we're going to kind of make our way closer to base so that, if that cumulonimbus cloud does roll in, we can get our clients back to the base pretty quick. Right? So, great summary here. I did not include this on the handout, but a little earlier, someone was asking about turbulence and icing. I'm talking to pilots. I think for the most part, pilots go through their own weather school, meteorological training. Convection, just think like vertical mixing. So, you guys think there's going to be more turbulence in convection or stratiform? Yeah, convection is like those days where you're riding along the helicopter and you drop 100 meters and your belly ends up in your throat. Also, icing. I didn't put icing in here, but there's all these little microscopic water particles that are shooting around within a convective storm, and they're just looking for something to land on, and that helicopter blades for that, or chairlift, telemetry towers or whatever. There's some place in the world that are just super prone to icing. Like, anyone ever been to Six Shots? Yeah, so like part of their maintenance is going up to the weather station, like on their towers, like once a month. Super high-tech device, sledgehammer, just like chipping off the rime because it'll topple the weather station if you let it go in and go in like a couple weeks. And it's just because you have so much moisture in the atmosphere, it's just trying to cling on something. The tower is perfect. So all that to say, convection. If you're thinking in terms of pilots, lots of turbulence, lots of icing. Stratiform, almost anticipate very little turbulence. But not necessarily no icing, because if you have that thin valley cloud, it might only be a couple 100 meters thick, like 200 meters thick. So you're in gravity, you're looking up, it's like all gray, and you're looking at the left hand screen on the cooler, you just gotta get through that little patch. Those temperatures, like premium temperatures for icing, are 0 to -10. When you get colder than -10, a lot of that liquid droplets are just no longer existent, or crystal form probably, and they're falling out of the cloud with the snowflakes. But 0 to -10 is like key window for icing. So it's another good one to. Any questions on this? questions? We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about forecaster funnel, so starting big picture. Let's just bring one up here for fun. So I'm talking pretty big scale here. I want to get like something this big. And I really like the water vapor for devices, be your laptops, your tablets, or your even your smartphones. I'm going to send you guys a bunch of. So this should be your kind of your first stop for looking at your forecast for money. You come in the morning, you're just dying to know how much it's going to snow, but resist the temptation and start with this. So what kind of flow are we looking at?
Southwest.
Right? So, freezing level, valley bottom, super convective.
No.
What do you guys expect? I think we haven't even looked at anything.
Stratus.
Pardon me?
More of a stratus one.
Yeah, stratus clouds, right? Pardon me? Yeah, high freezing levels, right? It's got some past today as well, +2, +3. I haven't looked at any telemetry or anything, it's just guessing. What do you think the winds are going to be up at ridgetop? Yeah, probably pretty strong, eh? And out of which direction? So, ridgetop, you can pretty much assume the geoscopic flow, so.
Southerly.
We already told you what the flow is going to be, so what is the winds going to be? Southwest, right? So loading onto which aspects?
Northeast.
These aspects. And then in terms of cloud identification, what do you think this cloud is? So very uniform, no texture at all, compared to this popcorn stuff.
Stratus versus cumulus.
Yeah, so stratus, and again, out of the southwest flow, makes sense, right? We've got warm air overriding cold air, so very stable atmosphere, very uniform, steady, light precip. Versus this stuff, we call this open cell convection, so you can see holes in amongst these towering peaks. So you get lots of little breaks in here. And this stuff, you always have to be very, very careful when you're looking at satellite imagery. I'll see people show me this and be like, oh man, must really be nuking on the east side of the Rockies. I'm like, yeah, this is not a radar image. All we're looking at is the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. So you have to be very careful with enhancements. So yeah, first stop, flow. We know it's a southwest flow. We know there's lots of moisture. We know freezing levels are going to be pretty high. And then I'll go over to my good old Avalanche Canada Mountain Weather Forecast. And when you start on the home page, I want to know, did I get it right? Oh, Friday.
Yeah, I think that's the other.
See, first thing you do when you look at a. So this was issued Saturday, so this is today.
Maybe fresh.
Huh.
No.
So our imagery is out of date. So let's just skip forward to today. Yeah, that looks a little bit more what I'm seeing. So there we go, Sunday 4 a.m. and then Sunday 10 a.m. So does that kind of jive with what we were seeing on the satellite image? Right? So we said, southwest flow, even almost due southerly, like it's another little pineapple, like northern Sierras are getting pissed on today, I'm sure. Or it's just kind of beyond the, there's a little bit of breaks in here. Yeah, you go and confirm what you've guessed on your satellite imagery, and now the computer is telling you that, congratulations, you're right. So we started at the top, we've gone down here. Now I want to go see, so this is at 6,000 meters in the atmosphere, but I don't ski there. I want to know what's happening down on the surface. So this is at 4 a.m. today, Saturday, and then this is 4 p.m. So it's always the same time step. So at 4 a.m., quite a busy one here. But again, in your guides meeting, you kind of want to pick out, the key features. So I'd say, okay, you know, there's a ridge of high pressure over Idaho. There's this new low, brand new, off the shelves, coming at us in a southwest flow. And I know the flow is southwest, so the low is going to travel along those contour lines that we saw at 6,000 meters. So this thing's coming at us. Right now it's kind of messy. It looks like the dog's breakfast. There's some lingering precip here, despite us being under the influence of this ridge. So that'd be a kind of dirty ridge, you know, there's this ridge, but there's still lots of moisture stuck in here. So it says light snow, northern Rockies and Caribous, chance of flurry, southern interior ranges. Awesome. And then here on the coast, snow above 1,000 meters, but if you're below that, too bad. And then you can see how this thing's going to evolve. So come this afternoon, oh yeah, that low's a little closer to home. And it's actually clearing a bit over the interior, right? So now it's partly cloudy. Gone are those chance of flurries and light snow in the northern Rockies. Now we're just talking about partly cloudy and then some light snow up here in this, it's called the stationary front. So warm air battling cold air and not really moving. And then
just a question about some of those symbols.
Yep.
On this site, is there a place where you can learn about what all those different ones are? Or
No, but that's a good comment. We should add that resource. Not on this website. So we looked at our satellite image, we looked at our 500 millibar chart, we looked at our surface. What do you guys think is next? Where should we go now? So we're kind of working our way down the forecaster funnel. We went global, we went synoptic, now we want to go micro scale. Yeah, so what does it mean in your neck of the woods? What do you guys think we should look at?
spot weather or ST diagram?
Yeah. Spot weather, right? So where do we want to go skiing today? Oops.
About Haines.
Haines? All right. It's about there, Pete?
No.
Where?
It's up in the top corner.
Oh yeah, past Juneau, of course. Up here?
Pretty much.
Up here?
No. No. So that S was.
Okay. So we'll get into this after our break here, but yeah, I'm kind of running way out of time here. So let's take a break here. We'll go have lunch. Our session's done?
Well, ends at
Noon.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let's not go for
All right, I am running quite a bit behind time here. So let's just jump into tools and resources. And this one's quite a bit shorter, so sorry. We'll be here till about 12:30. So again, the whole purpose of this is so that when you get to this form in the morning, you're like, oh, this thing was taking so much time. Like, I'm like, show of hands, like, who takes half an hour on this or more? Sometimes, yeah, it's complicated. So half an hour, like, you want to get this down to like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And so the purpose of what I'm going to show you here is just a nice little toolbox, kind of do what I was just doing there in a nice, organized fashion. So, where to start? You know, I always say that in the world of meteorology, there's so much stuff out there. Like, I mean, just look at my bookmarks, like literally hundreds and hundreds of weather gears. And everyone's like, oh, have you seen, windy.tv or, Earth.com or, forecast.com, like all these sexy graphics. And, there's so much stuff to look at, but it's like, okay, we need to, focus here. I need like an SOP, like a procedure to get at it. So where to start? So be honest here. Who just skips over the whole funnel process and goes straight to spot weather?
Sometimes.
Come on. Yeah, right? Like so many of you, and I'll do it too. I'm in a rush. I'm like, yeah, just what's the coaching like? But really, please spend time on this because you go straight to here. You have no idea what the flow is. You have no idea what moisture and freezing levels are doing. You have no idea if it's convective or stratiform. You're just going straight to a computer's guess at what's going to happen. And that's very dangerous, and I'll show you why. So, here's an example. You go to spot weather, and you drop your pin right there. Or, even worse, you don't even look at a precip chart, you just have your spot bookmark, right? So So you just go and you're like, I go to my bookmarked spot, which is on Mount Fidelity. I have no appreciation for how the precipitation is distributed around this. And you look at that point, and it generates something that looks like that, and you're like, sweet, good, go, call your buddies, yeah, meet you up tomorrow, boom, slide, boom, you're gone. When you get there, and it looks more like this. Just because you dropped your pin, you know, outside the precip envelope versus inside the precip envelope, the main difference between that and that. Okay, so that's the danger of just going straight to spot weather or straight to the meteogram without any of this groundwork and just taking this as gospel. Because what you're doing is you're trusting the computer to say you nailed that precipitation envelope and you're always right, and I'm just going to trust you. I'm going to put all my faith in you today and just trust you. And then again, I have no idea what the flow is, what's coming at me in the bigger picture, how unstable it is, and so forth. So I'll just very briefly touch on models. If any of you guys are thinking about the advanced weather course, it's a 3-day course. You go into this stuff a lot more. I really love teaching the advanced course more than the intro, because the intro is like cram your brain full of information. The advanced course is like, hey, we have tons of time to not start playing with stuff and get your head through it. So a model, all it does is it chops up the atmosphere in these cubes. And the size of your cube is what we call model resolution. So if your cube is 25 kilometers by 25 kilometers by 25 kilometers, that's a pretty coarse resolution model, but I don't have to do many calculations as opposed to when I have maybe a 200 meter cube. Imagine how many more calculations I have to do for the whole atmosphere for a high resolution model. And so you're always trading off your resolution in a big coarse resolution model. They can spit you out a forecast every 10 days, or even 14 days. In a high resolution model where you have these little cubes of upwards of 200 meters in some of these super high resolution models, the amount of calculations are so, you know, exponentially bigger that I'm only going to get to about 2 days. Okay, so it's always that trade-off. So here's, you know, just an example of a global scale model, and then this high resolution model that we run at Environment Canada is called the HRDPS, High Resolution Deterministic Prediction System. And the model, based on its resolution again, is going to see terrain accordingly as well. So in a super coarse resolution model, so this is the GDPS, the global, you always see DPS, it's always something DPS, a deterministic prediction system. All that means is you're looking at one model, the deterministic model. And in this case, the global model has a resolution of 25K. Whereas we step it down to the RDPS, the regional deterministic prediction system model, it has a resolution of 10K, so like twice as better as your global one. So now you're starting to actually pick out terrain features, whereas before, this just looks like, okay, I think there's some lower terrain here, or some higher terrain there, but it's very coarse. Whereas here, you're like, okay, this looks, maybe that's Vancouver Island, maybe this is Vancouver, maybe this is the Coast Range, or maybe that's the mountains. And then you get to your high resolution model, and this is how the high res model sees the terrain, right? So, you know, 99% of the time, this model is going to beat out this model. Just owing to the fact that, especially in BC, where everything's driven by terrain, if it knows that there's an actual valley here, whereas in this one, it's just like, kind of rises up a little bit here, you know. Better resolution, better microphysics, better orographic, all that stuff. So generally speaking, always go for the higher resolution model. So, Pete was asking this before, you know, which model do we pick? We go to spot weather, you have all these different models to choose from, right? So generally speaking, you know, 90% of the time, I think you're just going to want to go and get this guy, the HRDPS, the high resolution model. It has a resolution of 2.5 kilometers, but it's only going to get you out to 2 days. And for most purposes, that probably suits your need. But maybe you're planning a traverse and you're looking through that window and you want to look a little more beyond. Maybe you'll go to your 10-day forecast, but keep in mind that's a much coarser resolution model. So there's always a trade-off, right? These are the Canadian equivalents from Environment Canada, and then NOAA, the National Weather Service, has their equivalents, very similar, different resolutions and models. You know, some people like the GFS, man. Pick one and just use it. Or, you know, what we do at the office is we look at all of these. We compare, and we know that in a Northwest flow, this model tends to be better than that one does.
Well, one thing that I find different is the American ones have the freezing levels, but the Canadian ones don't. But then if you look at the same models on the Alpine FX, they have freezing levels. So on here, the Canadian ones just don't show that information, or like how does that work?
Yeah, we just don't show the freezing level. But yeah, I have a slide on that. If you're looking for freezing levels, these are your 2 grams.
You used to be able to overlay all of those. Is it still there somewhere hiding, or is that not possible anymore?
Overlay what?
All of those models, they used to be like you used to be able to see them all.
One spot by it?
Yeah.
So you drop a pin in Revy, and then you click like DHR EPS, and then you see the other models as well.
That would be all of them overlapping, and then you're tuning variability.
Okay, so that's what you call an ensemble forecast.
Yeah.
Which is kind of that's what we do. We avoid deterministic models. You look at one single model, it drive you astray. But if you look at a whole collection of models and you use the ensemble mean, that's what we do. But I've never seen a graphical display of all models. There are some ensembles. So the JEPS is the global ensemble prediction system. The super coarse resolution is half a degree. That's like 120 resolution. But it goes out way far. So sometimes I'll look at the JEPS and see what it's saying. And then I think this guy just has an ensemble for this one. And again, you know, you'll ask the same question. So I drop my point, the same exact. I'm not moving my point. I'm just looking at different models. And on this given day, this is realistic screen captures of how these models were guessing. The HR DPS was seeing southeast winds, so just looking at winds here, seeing southeast 5K. The regional model, complete opposite direction, northwest 5, and then the global, or the global southwest of 3.5 kilometers now. So, you know, get like which one do you believe? I go with this one, the HR DPS. Again, it's capturing, you know, the fact that Revelstoke is in the bottom of this huge valley. And there's only 2 directions wind blows in Revelstoke, northwest or southeast. That's it. When the HREPS is capturing that, this global model is like, why can't we get a southwest wind? I don't see this massive valley. Okay, so let's jump into tools and resources here. Satellite loop. So basically what I've done here is I've taken the sidebar from the Avalanche Canada Mountain Weather Forecast. I'm just going to show you all the different little goodies in here. Okay. So first stop shop, we're sitting down, we're starting our forecasting funnel. I'm going to bring up this nice satellite image and let it read. How much time are we spending here? 30 seconds to a minute. Where's my flow? I'm done. What do those clouds look like? Convective or stratiform? Boom, moving on. Okay. And now there's a bunch of different satellite imagery. So I really like the water vapor for flow, for general flow, because it just really jumps out at you the way the water moves, like the river. It's really easy to predict the flow. And if you want, you can look at the visible imagery. What's not so good about visible for us in the skiing world? Yeah, we're waking up when it's dark, and this thing only is available when the sun comes up. So limited use in our world, but lots of great detail trying to differentiate stratiform from convective. So maybe you're in the summer and you want to. This is obviously a great tool in the summer, or maybe you're only doing a half day fishing, taking off a view. This is great to look at. And then the infrared. In this case, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but it just tells you how cold the cloud tops are. But again, if you only have time, just look at the water vapor. Right, so we started satellite loops, and now we've made a guess at what the flow is, but I want to go and confirm that. Did I get it right? So I'll go to the 500 millibar right here, right, 6,000 meters in the atmosphere, and now I'm looking, and by the way, I have a handout here that I'm going to give you guys. It's got your 7-step process. So this is step 2 here, the flow. So now I just want to go confirm, yep, got it right, southwest. Maybe I'm looking at the preset, oh yeah, close range getting it. We get many here, oh yeah, the dark green thing, what's that? Okay, it's 15 mils and then 12 hour proof. want to go take a look at radar. And again, you know, radar and satellite is real. It's reality. It's not a computer guessing. It's real stuff. And I like real stuff. Like computer stuff. Computer. So when I look at a radar, you pull up the differential quotes here. You zoom in, to like depending on where the flow is. I've seen this light bulb go on a lot of times where, you know, people just always look at the Silver Star radar. Like, no, I just like the Silver Star radar. Yeah, but you saw it was a northwest flow. Maybe you should look at the Prince George radar to see what's upstream. So again, if you haven't looked at the flow, you're not going to be able to choose radar. But because you know it's a southwest flow, I'm going to look maybe even at the Vancouver radar to see what's coming out. One that I really like is the University of Washington. Again, this is a list that I'm going to share with you guys. It's Google Map based. You can zoom, so you start off big picture and then zoom into your neck of the woods. It's really awesome. So we've done water vapor, we've done 500 millibar, we've done radar. Step 4, we're going to go to a surface analysis, pick out our features. We're going to go to low, we've got this frontal system, rain, freezing levels. Great. Okay, so but we're going pretty fast here, right? And then this is the idea. Like I encourage everyone to just use these bookmarks. Like maybe try it all season. Just these 7 bookmarks and always go in the same sequence. And that's what I do at work. I have 20 bookmarks, 40, whatever. So I always, same process, you know, large scale forecast is not down to the micro scale. It's the best way to do it. And then based on what I'm seeing, sometimes it's like, oh, this is a Pineapple Express. So maybe I'll go and look at, you know, a little sideline of information. So I'm like, well, how high is that freezing level going to be? Or sometimes it's Arctic outbreak, and I'll try and get timing of I always stick to this process. And then again, I want to go look at what's happening now, right, in the morning. I think a lot of you guys do. You look at webcams, you look at remote telemetry. I really love webcams. How many people have seen this on repeat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Chris Jameson and his crew put this together. So it's a whole collection of snow level data, Environment Canada Station, BC Forestry stations. It's just like your one-stop shop for real observations. And again, with the map, basically just zoom in, zoom out. It's awesome. I use it. Anyways, in the background, there's temperatures. At the very bottom, you can get actual temperatures plotted around BC. So you just have a look. You know, it's minus 28. Which works. And then dry BC is hidden there, but you know, they've got a whole collection of really great webcams. And then, so global scale, water vapor, synoptic scale. I got my flow. Looked at the surface features. I got the cold front coming at me. Looking at my webcams, I'm like, okay, that's what it looks. And I like to look upstream. You know, you always kind of look. Okay, it's a northwest flow. I'm going to go look. So it looks like the Prince George is right here. You know, the river. Oh, it's a southwest flow. I'm going to go look in, you know, Washington State. So it's coming up from there. Like, how does it look like? Because that's what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to paint a picture when I get out there today. What's it going to look like? Forecast discussion. So again, this is worth about $1,200 each and every day. You know, some guy went through the painstaking process, putting into words what he sees. You know, don't reinvent the train. I've seen a lot of people just go in here and copy paste like a paragraph and turning it into their AM form. Boom. Yep. Atmospheric river setting up across the coast, and there's still another range, freezing levels 2,000 to 3,000 meters. There's other forecast discussions out there, like. There's an American one if you're curious on that. There's a lot of, they get a little bit more technical, but I think for all intents and purposes, net weather forecast is fine. And then finally, step number 7, your 7-step process, point forecast. So I know what my flow is, I know it's stratiform, I know my freezing levels are super high. Let's go take a look at how the computer is guessing. And now, you know, or whatever you have, like your tech effects or your spot weather, doesn't mean in your backyard. This is what I really encourage you to do if you're looking at spot weather or you're looking at your mediograms and your tech effects. Just drag your point on the east side of the valley. And then put it on the south side of Trans-Canada Highway. Go put it on the west side of the valley. And mono sheets and go put it on top of the ski resort. Don't just look at one point, because what happens if you dropped your point right outside that precipitation envelope? It was super misleading. And what happens if the model got that precip wrong by 5 kilometers, right? So this is what we call a four-man ensemble. So instead of looking at one specific point, use the same model, keep using the high-res model, but just go and compare a few points. Okay, interesting, it's saying 15 centimeters at Fidelity, it's saying 26 centimeters, at Frisbee, it's saying 2 centimeters at McPherson, and then you kind of do a four-man ensemble, average them out. So again, I really encourage you guys just to use this ensemble. When you're done, 7-step process. Doing your phone. So let's just go through this together. I will pass these around. And I have an email teed up. All your sending emails teed up with links. You can need to take these. So Wi-Fi is open at Coast Crest Hotel, and just need to open a browser and accept the conditions.
Thank you. This is just one sheet?
Yeah. All right, so I just emailed you these 7 links. So basically, pick a point where you usually go skiing or wherever, and go through the process. So, depending on your browser, what I like to do is I bookmark these, and I just say open all in tabs. So then I have my 7 tabs, and I just start from left to right. It's just a really nice sequential way of doing it. So you start ACMWF with your water vapor imagery, and you look at your satellite moves so let you guys play with that for a bit, and then just try and just pick a spot. Maybe we haven't looked at what's happening in the Yukon today. Maybe there's some better skiing. Email didn't go through.
Crashed the internet.
I'm on the internet, but
I got your email.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Okay, so nice. Sweet. short on time, so I'll give you guys about like 3-4 minutes, and then we'll go through it all together, okay? That happens. We're overloading the timeline that goes Okay, so maybe if it's not working for you guys, I'll ask you to turn your phones off so it can work for me, and then we'll go through it on my laptop.
That sounds like a plan.
So I know this is going to be really hard, but turn your phones off. Yeah.
Did you ever look at the aviation forecast?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just more complicated, but there's a ton of great info in that. Yeah, I mean we still teach it on the weather course, right? Like GFAs and NATARs and TAPs, but I think now that this mountain weather forecasting is here, it's quite a bit easier. Oh, I know what I'll do. So yeah, for those of you who use Firefox, you can just do this. You go down and you say open all in tabs. And then you can just, opens you 6 or 7 tabs. I think Chrome does the same thing. And yeah, so I start here, and before you start reading, go to satellite, and let's take our water vapor.
You're just loading a whole bunch of pages at once.
So yeah, I'll start here. So in this case we're looking at water vapor and the jet stream. So I didn't really talk about the jet stream, but essentially the jet stream is like your conveyor belt for storms. Whoops. Demo's not going the way I was hoping it would go. Anyway, we looked at it before. Water vapor, you get your flow, and then we move on to the next tab. So maybe you just want to go compare with another institution. Again, at this scale, I just want something pretty big. In this case, I'm just going to take a static image so it loads a little faster. So there we have it. Similar to what we were seeing, southwest flow. I mean, up in the Yukon, maybe it's more of a southerly flow or whatever. Then continuing down my tabs, I'm going to look at the radar. How close is it to our doorstep? So I'm definitely seeing some pretty steady, continuous precip. And again, is this convective or stratiform? Yeah, it's pretty continuous, right? And this would make sense because we know it's a southwest flow. We know warm air is overriding cold air. Stable environment, stratiform clouds. So we've got some stratiform precip coming at us. Looks like some of it's sneaking already into the southern Okanagan, and then looks like there's a couple echoes just right over us. And then I want to go see, what does this look like down on the ground. So I'll go click on some webcams maybe. I sent you another really great link. One of my colleagues at work put this page together. His name's Ruping.
So I can go click on the Columbias, and there's all these images here. Is what it looks like up on Rogers Pass right now. So it's just a collection around the province of all these awesome webcams. So just a quick look. Is it raining there? Is it snowing there yet? What are we looking at? So again, this is all pretty quick, right? RFE if I want. I want to go see my current actuals, because on your AM form there's usually temperatures at 850 or temperatures at Bailey Bottom. So I'll zoom in here and go take a weather station. So this is Laurie at 2260, so close to Ridgetop. What's it doing up there? Oh, then you call your friend at MOT, ask them for a password. I think this one's... Okay. So anything on Drive BC is nice because you get the webcam. The replay of the day is kind of fun. Watch like tractor trailers, jackknife and stuff. So, and then maybe I'll come back and then start playing around in here a little bit more. I'll actually get into reading now. Okay, so what are these guys saying? I made up my depiction, and then I'll read through here. So, rapidly developing storm will move toward BC coast today, spreading high winds and heavy precip to Vancouver Island coastal range. As with the storm earlier this week, a subtropical air mass will become entrained in the flow, ensuring heavy precipitation and high freezing levels, especially for the south coast ranges. By Sunday morning, tomorrow, the low will have reached its maximum intensity and will likely produce near hurricane force winds along portions. Woohoo! The low will then begin to weaken and move inland as a new low forms over Alberta. Cold front wrapping around. So cold front, what does that mean? Stratus or convection? Convection. And so, again, thinking, what does convection entail? Is it steady or intermittent precip, gusty winds, and so on and so forth? South side of the low will sweep across the southern interior on Sunday, bringing rapidly falling freezing levels, finally. Then a return to snow in the Alpine. Woo! There's hope for us yet. And then I'll move across these tabs. Day one, go see what they're saying. And so there's these maps, but also there's always a little paragraph here underneath, which adds a little bit. So there's a stalled front over northern Vancouver Island. So you go look, you're like, oh yeah, there's a stalled front over northern Vancouver Island. We'll bring some light precip to the south coast ranges this morning. Precipitation will be spotty and light across the interior ranges. The Arctic front will continue to remain stationary. So that's this thing up here, this Arctic stationary front. Just north of Prince George, keeping Arctic air bottled up over northern BC. And the next big weather maker is in its formative stage off the Oregon coast, this guy here. Awesome, right? Cruising along. Then maybe you want to get out into day two, but maybe you only care about today. You just play it one day at a time. But now look at how this thing is deepened into a monster low. There's your hurricane force winds, and for us here in the interior, well, there's a warm front, so what does that mean? Stratiform or convective? Stratus and all that fun stuff. And then so finally, I'll go to my spot weather and I'll go see what it actually all this means. So I've been on the fence of going up to the pass tomorrow. Well, I'm kind of curious. So I'll take the HRDPS. So we can see at the pass level tomorrow. So up here, it's good to see like the model elevation. So it's seeing the pass at 1,855 meters, which is quite a bit higher than Rogers Pass. But nonetheless, it's saying it's going to be -2 throughout the day, and then as that southwesterly flow kicks in tomorrow morning, it's going to get to 0 + 1 at 1,800 meters. And then here's our precip. So the different colors here, gray is snow. So if you hover over one of these columns, you can see the different, total rain, total snow, total freezing rain in red. So in this case, at 1,800 meters, it's saying it's all going to be snow. And what's nice is you can run your mouse along this, and you can see the total snowfall amount. There's 22.5. So the HRDPS is saying that tomorrow it's going to be 22 centimeters up at
1,800 meters at Rogers Pass. It's gonna be stormy, and then we can look at our winds. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but so this is your 10-meter wind, which is pretty noisy. So I like to usually turn on my 850 winds, or 700 millibar wind. So 700 millibar again is what elevation?
3,000.
Yeah, so like ridgetop. So tomorrow at Rogers Pass, it's going to be 90 kilometers an hour out of the southwest. And then, as I recommended to you, I'll just go. Let's just go drag our point around just for shits and giggles. So drag it to the south side of the highway and go through that same process. So it's showing more or less same temperatures, not too surprising. So again, this is at now just a bit higher, 100 meters higher. It's looking like steady light snow throughout the day, and tomorrow it's showing 26 centimeters on the south side of the highway versus 22 on the north side. And then your winds up at ridgetop should probably be pretty similar. So yeah, there you have it. It's a 7-step process to being your forecaster funnel, and that took what, 5-10 minutes?
So you'll spend more time with the same point forecast in different locations than looking at the different forecasts in one location, or is there a benefit to doing both?
Yeah, you can do both. Yeah, because the model the HRDPS might be totally out to lunch, and so all 4 of your points that you just looked at are all out to lunch. So yeah, I'll kind of do both.
Right.
Look at other models.
Time permitting.
Look at the NAM, and then the comment, I think it was you actually that you brought up this morning, was freezing levels. So the only 2 models on spot weather that gives you freezing levels are the NAM, which is kind of the equivalent of our regional, and the GFS, which is the equivalent of our port. So they'll give you a nice little depiction. So I took this last night, and so sure enough, tomorrow the freezing level will be 580%. All right, I have a couple more slides, but really it's just to show you some other little features there on the Avalanche Canada webpage. Valley cloud, kind of a visible satellite image is your best friend. Arctic outbreak, there's some valley temperatures here that are kind of nice to scroll through. And yeah, that's a wrap, folks. Sorry for being a little rushed at the end there, but we got through all the material. Hopefully it all kind of makes sense to you, and now you can set out into the season feeling confident that, okay, every time I sit down now, it's a 7-step process. Inevitably, you'll come across resources like, hey, we've seen this, you want to add an 8 tab or a 9 tab. Try and stick to that solid toolbox. Always go through that same process. Water vapor, 500, phenomenal. Do that process, and I think you'll just develop a habit. Hopefully, be more confident in the forecast.
Hi, I'm a fairly long-term user of Mount Forecast, and I don't know if it's a kind of privileged piece of information, secret or not, but in the morning forecast, you put out each forecaster seems to have a pseudonym or a
handle.
What's yours?
Are you weather gangster?
No, I'm Mediomat, and I rarely write this anymore.
All right, good.
So I help kind of design that weather forecast, and I train all the forecasters on how to do it. Something that's coming new as of next week, there's going to be an added tab day 5 through 7. So a lot of people have been asking us about a long range forecast, so I'll be writing that portion.
Well, just thank you for that. One other comment is just I'm sort of a low-end user, but I work with a bunch of people who really think we do a wonderful job of the map over forecast. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a team effort. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know David Jones. He just retired last year, and he and I worked furiously on this thing over like the last 2 years. But he was really the pusher of this thing. Yeah, we're stoked on it. Like we love the fact that we can tell you more than 40% chance of variance. We can actually share our meteorological expertise
I've used the balloon in Kelowna before to see temperature versions, warm air coming in up high. What's the next closest balloon now the Kelowna one's going?
Prince George or Duluth. Duluth is Northern Washington. And then Port Hardy as well. So depending on your flow, southwest flow, I look at Duluth, west Duluth flow, I look at Port Hardy, northwest flow.
So before folks start funneling out,